Okay, yeah. Happy New Year to everybody, and we're glad to be back at home, and glad to be back on the winning ways. It wasn't super pretty, but we found a way, and that's in the Big Ten Conference. It's never going to be easy, so you got to find a way. And I thought we just found a way to make plays down the stretch.
How big was it just for the team to respond after, probably its toughest road stretch of the season and be able to flush those three games and come back and be able to get back on the right track?
Yeah, and we talked about we want to flush them, but we really want to feel them too, and we want to learn from those, and we want to know that's where we want to be is ranked in the top, in 15 in the country. And so if we're going to play three teams that are there, we got to feel that and know what that looks like, feels like, and learn from it. And our hope is that we can do that and respond. And I thought today, in those three games on the road, we really talked a lot about response when something doesn't go our way. If you miss a shot, what are you doing on the other end? If you turn it over, what's happening for our team? How well are we coming together as a team? How well are you responding to try to make a play? And I thought, Britt in particular comes to mind just with, a couple plays, turnovers that she would like to have back, but really sparked us with 4 steals, I thought. And Callan Hake down the stretch, a big steal when they were trying to post her up with Gabby Elliott. And, just some smart basketball plays where our response to the negativity was better. And that's something that we can grow from. But we've got some things to take from this game, and I thought there were plenty of times we could have put it away that we didn't.
You guys took your foot off the gas. How do you develop more of a killer instinct when you go up 10 at the start and then have a 15-point second half lead and let them come back?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just kind of knowing what it was that got us to 15-point lead. And I thought there were a couple times where we just went away from the things that put us up and gave us kind of that distance. And we just we got to continue to go back to the well.
What do you have to do on a day like this where the shots aren't falling and you have to just kind of push through that? How do you have to adjust and work through that?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. We haven't really shot the ball particularly well for about 4 games. And so we're trying to figure out, how do we respond? How do we grind through that? How do we continue to get paint touches? How do we create something on the defensive side that can create some offense for us? But also just really evaluating what are the more high percentage shots. It's not just threes in general, but do the threes come after a paint touch? Do the threes come after, penetration? Do they come after we've been able to collapse defense? Or are we just making one pass and jack it up without a post touch? And, those kinds of things matter with our ability to score, and those are the things that we're paying attention to, evaluating, and trying to really, find the rotations and lineups and things that are going to be able to do that.
What about Britt? You mentioned she's the one that kind of jumps to mind for you on responding. What does that say as a true freshman, that she's the one setting the tone?
Yeah, I think she's just coachable. I think that's part of it, is that she's paying attention. She's coming in and watching film individually with our coaching staff and really breaking things down. And so she's had, and then she's coachable. She's doing the things that we're asking her to do. But I think late in that fourth quarter, when the game was tied and we came out of the timeout huddle, we put the ball in her hands in a ball screen action, and she made a big shot. And, that's the kind of thing that I've watched her do her whole basketball career, and something that we're going to continue to lean into.
In that moment, or I guess in that sequence, she started it, but that was a 11-0 run, and Allison and Kendall both made pretty big. Well, Kendall made a big 3, but Allison made a couple big plays. That offensive rebound was pretty big.
Huge. I thought Allison was huge. I just told Matt that on the radio. I thought Allison's presence on the court was just really big for us. I thought she made a couple big plays on the defensive side of the ball that maybe didn't show up in the stat sheet, but then just the confidence to be able to handle the basketball, wait till we were set. They were heating us up. She has good timing. She had good confidence. She had good knowledge. She knew what we wanted to run, what we wanted to be in. but the kiss off the glass bucket and the 2 free throws that she made, as well as that offensive rebound that I think led to a couple more free throws or something for our team, or another bucket, or maybe it might have been Coley's 3 or something. But that's big stuff. That's big time. It's important. It's those are. Allison, she's in her 4th year. She has missed a lot of that career because of injury, but, that's a 4th-year player making plays down the stretch. Kendall Coley hitting a huge 3 there, making 2 free throws, just a senior that's stepping up to make big plays down the stretch. Alexis didn't have her best offensive night, and but she made a huge bucket in the paint there late in that stretch when we needed it the most. And those are the things we need our team to do.
You guys faced a couple of good interior players out west, and obviously Merkel's a different type of post player, but what do you just like about the way Petra and Alexis limited her and didn't let her take over the game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they both battled hard, and we had a defensive game plan. We didn't always stick to it, but it's kind of easy to say and not always easy to do with certain players. But I thought our guards really helped. There was a foul that Callan drew on her, trying to get down there and mix it up and help box out, and then she puts herself in foul trouble by fouling Callan there, and so part of our ability to defend her just was having her not limited minutes because of foul trouble.
This is the 50th season of Nebraska women's basketball. Just what did it mean to have 5 decades of players back in the house today, and then also just for the players from the 70s to see how far this program's came?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a special weekend, I think, for myself as an alum as well. Number one, this weekend means a lot to me just to have everybody back. Obviously, the weather didn't cooperate as much as we would have liked, but several of my former teammates and coaches not able to come back because of that. But just a really cool thing to celebrate the 50 years of this. We never want to lose sight of the people who paved the way for us. And last night, just being able to share a lot of stories with the alum that are back about just the way things have changed kind of in the 9 years I've been the head coach here, but since in the 50 years since we've been playing women's basketball at the University of Nebraska. So what a fun group. We just really appreciate everybody that made the effort to be back and connect with our players and support this program.
West Coast swing as a part of the new expanded conference. Was it difficult at all for you to adjust? Callan mentioned not being able to sleep a little bit, but just what is that and what can you learn from that? So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for us, it's maybe a little less drastic. I didn't really notice it as much. There is a 2-hour time difference, and that makes a little bit of a difference, but for the most part, I just really felt like the travel was smooth, things went well. We just ran into some buzzsaws. We didn't rebound the way we needed to. We didn't, it was on the court stuff that mattered way more than any of the logistics of traveling out west.
Does it feel good to get a win after 20 days of one not playing at home and not winning?
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great. We know how difficult and competitive the Big Ten is from top to bottom this year. So any win is a great win, and it's awesome to take care of business here at home. And we know it's going to be even more challenging on Wednesday.
Anything else for Coach Williams? All right.
Thanks, guys, for being here.
Just as a note on those Kendall Coley free throws at the end
First
of her
one.
first